Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favorite demigod, wayfinder, ocean lover, you name it, Ben from Down Under. If you haven't figured out what I'm reviewing from the image at the back or the title of the video, it is none other than Moana 2, which is a sequel to the 2016 film Moana, which you find yourself dealing with, dealing with Moana and Maui in essentially a way of another curse comes up and you know same sequel, same kind of vibe you get. It's just a follow up to the 2016 hit film, which I am a huge fan of. Now this film is directed by David D. Jerrick, sorry, and Jason Hand. Now, this film was originally meant to be a straight to Disney Plus sequel. I believe it was supposed to be series, and unfortunately, you can tell. Now, to start off with the pros of the films, um, I do think it's a fairly decent film. I think it's fairly serviceable. Do I think it reaches the heights of the original Moana? No, and I'll get into that unfortunately later. But I do think overall, to touch on the good bits, I think the animation, once again, back when the original came out in 2016, it was kind of a stepping stone in animation, especially for the water physics and things like that. In terms of actual animated films, it was beautiful to look at. This film's no different. It is beautiful to look at. It's got some gorgeous sequences. It's got some breathtaking animation. None of that's changed. It's got some fantastic action sequences along the thing, along the journey of the movie, and that's always a good bit. I think kids and families will love it. It will have your laughs. It's got the beautiful colors. Everything's there. In terms of a follow up to the original, though, do we need it? Probably not, and that's the hard thing. Is obviously due to its episodic format that it was supposed to be in. You can kind of tell because it's very stop start, and the pacing is a little bit off. And you can kind of, it's got definitely less Maui in this film, and you do feel that because Maui and Moana have fantastic chemistry, obviously played by Aioli Carvalho and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They have fantastic chemistry in the first one, and it's very heartfelt, very beautiful. And this film kind of lacked that. It didn't have as much scenes with obviously them two. It didn't have the great character development that you see in the film. There are some side characters which felt like potentially with the episodic format they were going, there might have been more development there. But obviously, once they've decided to switch it to a feature film, you need more Moana and more Maui, which makes complete sense. It will make a lot of money, no doubt about it. But I just think overall, the film kind of lacked that like emotional hit, that emotion of the first film. And I think probably the biggest thing as well is, similar to like Frozen. You look at Frozen 1 and it had such hit songs, and Frozen 2 was a fine film. The songs were drastically sort of vastly different. And this film's probably no different. I think the first film had fantastic music, and it obviously was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and you can kind of tell the difference is the songs aren't as lyrically clever. They aren't as like melodically enticing to listen to. They're very much like touch and go. They come and they go, and there's no memorable song in there really. Whereas when I walked out of the cinema in 2016 after seeing the original Moana, those songs are stuck in my head. Similar to how a week ago I walked out of watching Wicked and the songs are stuck in my head. Unfortunately, it didn't have that hard hitting, fantastic music that I think the first one did. But look, overall, I think it's a good film. I think it's a serviceable film to the first one. I just think obviously it doesn't reach the heights that the first one did. I think the first one's a fantastic movie. I think there are emotional bits in this film. It is a good story. I think it just lacked that development due to the fact it kind of did switch originally from an episodic format to a movie. But at the end of the day, I can understand why. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're interested in it, and it'll make a lot of money. It'll make a lot of kids. It'll make a lot of families happy. It is a serviceable enough sequel. It is a decent enough sequel. I think it just, yeah, unfortunately lacked that character development, that character, chemistry that the original had with Moana and Maui. And I think that was just the thing that was missing to draw you into the characters and to draw you in was what's happening. I think it was very much just felt like a sequel that's, unfortunately there to make money, but realistically that's the kind of movie business we're in nowadays, which is unfortunate. But look, at the end of the day, I'm happy to say I did have a good time. I think it's worth seeing alone just for the beautiful animation, the voice work. Songs don't quite hit as much as I'd love them to, but it is what it is. Maybe in a week's time it'll be different and it'll be stuck in my head. But if you have seen it, comment below. Let us know what you think. If you like our review or my review, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, as once a week we'll bring these out. We'll see you next time.